But then I went from being 75 kg to 120 kg 9 months pregnant, which is a very big change.
What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day. So today we're gonna talk to Alisa, and I'm gonna show you guys how we lost 30 kg in less than 2 years. She's a mom and she's a nurse. She work full-time job, night shifts. So it's not like she's at home all day, right? She's not doing anything and that's why she lost weight. No, she's a busy mom like everyone else, but still she managed to lose this much weight and have this amazing transformation. And to be honest, I think that's one of the best transformation on the internet, you know? So Alisa, I don't know if you want to speak a little bit about yourself before we start.
Sure. So before I got pregnant, I was quite in good shape, I would say. I was around 75 kg. You know, I was going Pilates, I was going gym. Then I got pregnant. During my whole pregnancy, I did not even do 10 minutes walking. I didn't lift a single weight. I really let myself down. But it was my first pregnancy, so I'll give myself some grace. But then I went from being 75 kg to 120 kg 9 months pregnant, which is a very big change. So I gave myself, after giving birth, I gave myself 6 months, you have to prioritize your baby, your family, breastfeeding. There's lots of changes with women. But everyone told me in 6 months, oh, because you're breastfeeding, you'll lose the weight. I didn't lose the weight. I went from 120 to 96, but in 6 months, that was it. And I couldn't shift it. So that's when I think I saw Sawson's transformation, and that lit a fire in my brain. And I was like, if Sawson can do it, I can do it. So then that's when I joined with you, and we did 6 months at first, I believe. I went back to work, so I had to juggle everything with going back to work full time. I had a business as well, so I was running a business. I was working 2 jobs with a baby, with a husband, trying to, keep the family home intact and everything. And I think 3 months in, once I started seeing that weight shift, I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing this. And now we're here.
I love it. I love it. And guys, that's something important Alisa she just said, because if you want to think about 20 years or 30 years ago, when we didn't have social media, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have this, right? It was really hard for people to make a change, any change, if it's physically, mentally, or whatever, even financially. Because right now there's proof. There's people like Alisa, like Sawson, right? Sawson, she lost around 25 kg as well. So once we see this, once we hear this, then we believe it, that it's possible, right? So that's there's no excuse. There's no excuse now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If someone else did it, you can do it as well, because what's the difference between you and anyone else? So basically we have two transformations. We have the first transformation where we lost 12, 15 kg without peptides. We just built the habits with the diet, the training, the supplements, the sleep, all the stuff. And after that, what we did, we took peptides and we lost around 17 kg, right? Or 15.
Yeah.
Another 15.
15.
Yeah. So that's the full transformation. That's how Alisa went from 92 kg here to 64.8 kg. So that's from, it was 22 May 2024 and today, June 26, 2026. So yeah, it's less than 2 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so that's her transformation. That's the full transformation from the beginning. But here, 2024, that's the first transformation that we did. So here, do you remember, Alisa, how much was your weight? I think 72, if I remember here.
78. I think around 78 or 75.
So this one here, that's where here we was in 2026, 2025, and that's where right now here. Right, so here we was around 72, 75 kg, right? And then we went down to 62 kg. My question for you, Alisa, what do you, if there's anyone who's listening to this right now, maybe they already on a fitness journey or maybe just thinking to start, what a small piece of advice you give them?
I think my biggest piece of advice is just to keep going. There's going to be days in that 2 years of my complete weight loss journey, there were days where I relapsed, or I had a binging episode, or, I beat myself up. But I think that mindset of it has to be perfect, or I'm not going to do it, it needs to disappear. Even though the day before, maybe, I was binging or I had something I shouldn't have eaten, the next day I just went straight back on plan. I can't then just write off the rest of the week because you're just not going to make progress that way. So if anything happens, I ate something I shouldn't have, or I spent a whole week with no exercise. I just made sure the very next day, okay, new day, let's start fresh. I need to complete everything that I need to do today. And I think that's like my biggest piece of advice, just to keep going. The time was going to pass anyway. 2 years is going to pass anyway, right? So it's either that I pass those 2 years by doing the things I need to do, or I pass those 2 years and still end up looking the same way I did, which I didn't. So
It's gonna be hard. It's not easy. Like I
yeah,
know because we worked together, like we had calls every single week together, so I know how Alisa, she was like really pushing hard. It wasn't easy for her, right? But the thing is, what hard you wanna choose? That's it. That's the question.
yeah.
Do you wanna choose the hard of like doing the work today so you can feel better tomorrow, or the hard of like just like stay where you are right now? So what would you say like the biggest change that you had in my program, like once you joined?
I think the biggest change was the way I felt. It's going to sound vain as well, but the way I looked. But I think we have to look good in order to feel good anyway. But the way I felt and the way I looked was the biggest change. Um, like, for example, I just came back from my holiday in Santorini. If I still looked the same way I looked at 96, I wouldn't have enjoyed it to the extent I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have taken those pictures. I wouldn't have been confident enough to have a photo of my husband. So I think the way I felt and the way I looked are the main two factors of that I gained from the program.
Alisa, she been already going to the gym for years, right? Even before you was pregnant. Like she was already going to the gym. She was tracking macros. She was already like doing the work. Like, what was the reason you joined, and how did this help you to lose this weight?
I think you can pretend that you know everything, and you can say that I've done this, or I know how to track macros, I know how to do this. But I think having someone else's point of view and experience on top of you, and kind of overseeing the whole process, an outsider, because you can be quite biased, and you can tell yourself like, oh, I know this, I can do it, but you're not going to be strict on yourself. So having someone who is going to keep like their foot on the neck, accountability. Hey, why didn't you do this week? Why did you only do one workout this week? Why have you gone over your macros? I think that was the most important thing, the accountability. That's what helped me stay consistent. Um, just having you there, having the community there, seeing people's progress as well, constantly seeing your stories of like, oh wow, look, like my coach is proud of me. I did so well this week. I think that really like was the drive to help me keep going.
Yeah, I love this. And that's the reason I always keep posting. I love doing
Yeah.
this because I know there's someone else on the other side of the screen gonna be like, oh, I need this today, you know? And it's amazing. What we're trying to build here in the Alpha coaching team is more than just a program. Like, we're family now, right? Like, it's more about like a community to have all like this
Yeah.
support, the mindset. And I believe it's all about the mindset. It's not just about the training and diet plan, right? It's more about the mindset shift that we did, the habits that we built.
Yeah.
Peptides, yes, it's going to help. Why I'm talking about peptides, because everyone now think peptides is the magic pill, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely help you, but first you need to have the habits, the good habits, right? If you don't have this, that's gonna be the problem here, because
Yeah.
everyone can take peptides, but not everyone can have good habits that they can maintain forever.
So peptides, this really changed my life this year in terms of peptides. Once I started documenting my weight loss journey, especially around the peptide, it really blew up on TikTok. So now I have my sort of own community with peptides, but that community is not always peptide focused. Now it's almost like the longevity and fitness community, because everyone in this group chat I have, for example, in my community, they're all on peptides. But I've sort of told them time and time again, like, these peptides are not going to work unless you put in the work. So everyone's kind of starting to go away from thinking, oh, I'm just going to take this peptides and I'm going to look good. That's not how it works. You can take the peptides, but it will only help you 20%. You still need to do 80% of the work to get to your goal. So whenever like people reach out to me regarding peptides, I'm always very open, and I tell them everything I've used and what worked and what didn't work, where to get it from, etc. But I do always tell them at the same time that you can use them, but unless you're doing the fundamental, the basics first, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like I told someone the other day, it's almost like building a house.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation, the cement, would be your nutrition, your exercise, the gym, weightlifting. That would be the foundation. And then on top of the house, when you put the walls and the roof and the furniture, that's like your peptides. But if you don't have the foundation, anything to build on top is just all going to come crashing down. But that's like the way I think about it and what I try to tell other people as well.
Yeah, that's the right mindset to have around peptides, because right now it's getting like so popular, like viral.
Yeah.
It's going viral everywhere. It's not just about peptides. Yes, it's gonna help you, but you need first the habits, the like solid habits that's gonna last forever, right? Because that's why most people they lose bunch of weight on peptides, and guess what? They gain it back after they stop for 3 months, because
Yeah.
you can't take this stuff forever, right? It's
No.
a cheat code, right? But guess what? You can't keep cheating every day. You can cheat for like
Exactly.
6 months cycle and that's it, right? You need to have the habits to maintain it forever. Like right now, Alisa, she lost weight, and guess what? I'm 100% sure, I'm 100% confident she's gonna maintain this forever, even when she stopped taking peptides. Because what we do is we track everything. We track the workouts, we track the diet, we track every single thing. So I'm gonna go back here to December. So that's the app that we use to track everything. That's the meal plan we was doing before. It's always changing. Guys, that's the thing. We're doing 1,800 calories. Alisa, is there any day that you felt hungry?
No, do you know what it was? There were some days where I just felt it's just so much food. It was quite hard sometimes to eat it even. But I think where it was whole foods, it was one ingredient foods, like chicken breast or broccoli. It just kept you so much fuller for longer. Whereas there've been times where I'll eat all these like protein bars or like something from a packet, and yes, I'm still hitting the macros, but I wasn't as full as when I was eating just like the whole foods, which was a real game changer.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. It's not about eating less, it's about eating more, but it's about knowing what you should eat, right? None of
Yeah.
my clients starve. They all tell me the same thing. Coach, that's a lot of food. Like how I'm gonna lose weight with eating this much. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
why knowing your macros, it's so important. I'm trying to, I don't know why it's not loading.
Can you give it to mommy? Am I?
Okay, here. Okay, guys, I don't know why it's not loading because I think it was from 2024, but that's it. If you look here, look how we logged
Oh, wow.
everything, all the meals, all the workouts, everything is logged in, right? And that's it. That's what it takes. It takes this. It takes discipline. Before having the perfect training plan and the perfect diet plan, you need to have this, the discipline, right? Of logging everything every single day. That's what it takes, right? Logging in, making sure you're doing the steps, 10K steps every day. That's a habit that we all have in the program. We used to do 16-hour fast. We're not doing it anymore. It depends on which phase we're doing. Drinking 2 liters of water every day. Guys, our body is 70% water. If we're not hydrated, guess what? Whatever peptides we're taking, steroids, whatever we're doing, it's not gonna work, right? You're
Yeah.
just wasting your money, your time, your energy, because our body is 70% water. Okay, so that's something important. Make sure you're hydrated. That's it. We track the progress. We do the weight every single week, and we do the pictures every 2-3 weeks. Here, that's how we do the pictures here. So we keep tracking the progress. Remember this? So that's
God.
that's how we stay motivated, by tracking the progress. So we see what we need to change. If we need to change anything, then we change it. That's how we work together. It's not just one program. It's not just like, okay, that's how much protein I should eat. No, it's gonna change every week. Remember how many times I told you, okay, now we're gonna eat this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. The program kept changing depending on our progress, on our energy level, on our sleep, all the stuff, right? So that's how we do it. Simple and easy. It's just about the communication. It's about having someone to support you, right? To ask question anytime you need. For example, Alisa, she was just on a vacation now, and she literally told me, okay, coach, I'm going on a vacation. What should I do? I have this. I can do this. And we had a small plan together, and now she's back.
With the tracking, it was really, when you start, it's like a bit overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, I have to remember to take these things and complete all these things. But then after like a few weeks, it became like addictive. Like oh, I ticked everything today. Like, wow, this is such a great day. And like even till this day now, like I might not be tracking it on the app, but like even in my mind, I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, oh, nearly 10K steps, yes, and I'm ticking it off in my head. Or I'm looking at my macros. I'm thinking, wow, I've eaten 400 calories, 48 grams of protein. This is amazing. You know, you're still doing these things like subconsciously. So it became really addictive, and like I think that also helped like drive myself to then lose more, keep going and keep going. And now I feel like every time I get to my goal, I'm moving the goal. So now like I want to be 62 kg or 60 kg and just keep going from there.
I love it. And guys, that's it. Building good habits, it's not easy at all. And getting rid of our bad habits is not easy at all. And how we do this is we get rid of a bad habit by replacing it with a good one. And it's going to take time. That's why we track everything. And when we track everything, what's going to happen? Every time we click done, we're going to have this like boost of dopamine where we feel good about it. You know? And that's something like we get addicted to because that's our human nature. We get addicted to things, bad things or good things, right? So it's better for us to get addicted to the good things that push us forward.
Yeah.
We're not in the program anymore, but I know that Alisa, she's gonna keep doing this, and maintain it because it's been a long time, and now it's how you say it's a habit. It's something you do that you don't
Yeah.
even think about it. I'm so proud of you, Alisa. Keep pushing, keep going.
Thanks.
And I know we have the first goal was reaching 75 kg, and I remember we reached 75 kg, and she told me, you know what? I have more. I can take it to the next level, right? And that's where, okay, let's do it. Let's take it to the next level. Because once you achieve something, you know I can achieve more. And even now, like, what do you
Yeah.
think your fitness goal right now?
I think now I want to lean out as much as I can just to see what I'd look like at a very low body fat percentage. Just to see it once, you know, I just want to try it once, and then I think just to then build more muscle. I think I'm going to go maybe in the winter, go into like a bulk phase. I've never done a bulk phase. It's always been deficit, deficit, deficit. So I think maybe go into a bulk phase. I'll probably reach out to you
Yeah.
and get into a bulk phase. We'll do another program completely different. And then spend like 6 months bulking over winter, and then just doing like another cut before summer, and like being in an even more different body composition, everything by next summer.
I love it. And you see, guys, that's what we all need here. Like something to challenge us, a small challenge, right? Because if we don't have a small challenge and if we don't feel deep inside that we have the courage or we have the, how you say, the belief that we can achieve it, it's gonna be impossible. I know Alisa, she's a warrior. Like you literally, I always like say, be like Alisa, right? Why? Because it's all about the mindset. Once you have this mindset, the strong mindset, the strong like will to do things, you're gonna achieve everything you want, right? And at the same time, you need just people around you to support you because our environment is so important. I know your husband, he support you, right? I know your family support you. So that's really good. We need people around us to support us, right? And that's, I say, 55, 60% of getting better, changing is the support.
You as a coach, it was almost like having my dad on top of me. My dad's quite strict, right? But he's still a funny guy. You can still have a joke with him, but he'll still remind you like, hey, we need to get back to business essentially. So that's what it was like. We'd have our calls, and I could send you like a TikTok or a reel and be like, oh, should we try this? Should we try this? And it was more like in the end, it became like a friendship, like family, as you said. So definitely 100% would recommend you as a coach, and even just the Alpha team, you know, Sorsen and the community and the Alpha community as well. It was just nice. It was nice being a part of that, and yeah, 100%. And like I said, I'm ready to come back in the winter. I'm coming back.
Yeah, I really appreciate this. And that's the thing, guys. It's all about having community around you, having support, right? And having someone to keep you accountable because we all need someone to keep us accountable. It's like our human nature. Like if you remember when we was in school, right? Like if the teacher is there, everyone is sitting there doing the work. But if there's no teacher, everyone is like, like it's chaos. So that's what it takes. And guys, if you're listening to this, you're already on a fitness journey, just keep going, right? If you're seeing progress, keep going. If not, if you need any help, you can reach out to me anytime. And you can reach out to Alisa. Like I'm always tagging Alisa in my stories, so you can find her there on my Instagram. And I'm gonna leave your Instagram here as well. If you're a mom, if you just started or you're thinking to start and you're just watching this to get some motivation, go for it. You know, you're not alone.
Hmm.
You can do it. That's Alisa. That's a living proof here, and that's the reason I'm doing this. It's not just to get
Yeah.
you as a client; it's to motivate you. That's my intention. Because I
Yeah.
know, I, guys, I speak a lot every day in my DMs to different people, and um, I know like how like a small motivation, a small message, a small voice note can help someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can help someone to change their life, literally to change everything.
Yeah.
So
When I tell you, it was literally just, I remember it so well. It was just one night. I was in bed, baby was asleep, Aziz was asleep. It was like 2 a.m. I was scrolling and I just saw Sawson's transformation. Just one photo, one story, one post, and that was the moment I decided like this needs to change. Like I need to do something. So even if it's a story, a post, or this video, or just someone's anything, like it will just take that 1 second to make that decision. But then you have to stick to it, and
yeah,
that was it.
that's it. Just stick to it, right? Believe it. I'm a big fan of Bob Proctor. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
know Bob Proctor, but he's one of my favorite mentors I worked with. Yeah, he changed my life. He say, believe it in your mind, and you're gonna hold it in your hand, right? And the person who hold it in his mind the longest, he's the one who's gonna achieve it, right? I'm sure like Alisa, she had days where she didn't feel motivated, but guess what? Because she believed in her head so deeply and so badly that she can do it and she will do it. That's what gave her the energy, right? The boost, the discipline to stick to the plan, even if she felt like giving up, right?
And this is very true because even on the flight back, I was looking through my photos and I had a screenshot from the 8th of August last year. It was this special day for like the manifestation and the law of attraction world, that whole world that everyone's in. This was a special day, the 8th of the 8th, and this was the day that you must write down your goals and do everything. So I just thought, I was at work on a night shift and I was talking with my colleague about it. And I had like a 2 hour break, right? I spent 2 hours writing my goals, like fitness goals, finance goals, business goals. And I didn't even sleep during my break. Usually I sleep. I didn't even sleep. And I even put on YouTube an orange screen because orange had the significance on this day, right? And this meditation music. And I was looking at that screenshot today with Aziz. I was like, wow, everything I wrote down on that day has come true. My finances, the way I look, the way I feel. And it's just crazy. And that's only been 8 months ago. So imagine what life will be like in the next 8 months.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Guys, we can keep talking till tomorrow. I don't want to make this
Yeah.
video so long, but yeah, if you guys need any help, you know where to find me. You know where to find Alisa. So yeah, I appreciate you watching this. And Alisa, thank you so much for this. I took your
Thank
time.
you.
So yeah, let's go.